Hi, Garth. Love your webinars. This is the first question. This is from Ali. I have maxed out my non-concessional contributions to my self-managed super fund, 330,000 in July 2023. Based on the 3-year bring forward rule, when is the earliest I can make new non-concessional contributions? I am way under the total super balance. Thank you, Ali.
Okay, let's have a look at this. And this was a question that we got a couple of times from a few of our readers. So obviously interest has been spruiked. We've got the increase to both the concessional and non-concessional caps starting from 1 July this year, where we'll see an increase in the non-concessional cap going from 110 as it sits now to 120,000 per annum from 1 July 2024. So we've got a few questions that focused around non-concessional contributions. Ali, in regards to your question here, what we need to think about first is how the 3-year period works, how those rules apply. Now, remember, these rules were introduced to allow super fund members to make larger non-concessional contributions in 1 year instead of having to wait a number of years to get that same level of contribution in. So essentially allowing you to use 3 years worth of annual contributions, but you can use them all in the 1 year without creating an excess contribution. So really, if an event occurred where you sold a business just before retirement, or you came into some money, you could put that money into super without having to wait those 3 years. The 3-year rule works by when you exceed your annual cap of currently 110,000, you automatically trigger that 3-year bring forward rule. The 3-year bring forward rule allows you to put up to 330,000 of non-concessionals into your fund in the current year by utilising the next 2 years caps as well. So 3 years in total, and that doesn't create an excess contribution so long as you're within that 330 or within your own cap. So remember though, once you trigger your bring forward rule, any indexation or any increase that might occur to that general cap, you don't get until your 3-year period ceases. So keep that in mind that from 1 July 2024, the non-concessional cap will go to 120,000, meaning the 3-year bring forward will go to 360. But if you trigger your bring forward rule in the current year, you don't get that extra amount. You have to wait until your 3-year period comes to an end. We've got an article, we've got a couple of articles in this month's newsletters which cover that issue. So keep an eye out for those articles. There are, of course, some eligibility requirements to be able to use the bring forward rule. You've got to be under age 75. You need to have a total super balance below the general transfer balance cap. I'll show you and talk to you more about that through today's session. But what this essentially says is you can't have any more in all your super funds combined, more than the current 1.9 million, or for some of you, it's the lower 1.7 million. If you're above that, you don't get access to the bring forward rule. If we look at Ali's particular position where she said in 1 July 2023, I put in 330, that would be the trigger year. So in the July 2023 month, she's put in 330,000 worth of non-concessional contributions. That means that's year 1. Year 2 would be July 2024 to July 2025, and year 3, July 25 to 2026. So her 3-year or your 3-year reset would occur in July 2026, allowing you then to recontribute or use the non-concessional cap again without having an excess. So that's how that 3-year period works. Year 1, as you can see, July 23 to July 24, and so on, and resetting in July 2026. Another good way of looking at that is you can jump on to MyGov and have a look at your caps, have a look at your total super balance. I encourage you to get as much information about your personal position before you make these contributions. It certainly helps you look at how much of your unused caps you have remaining. There's some articles there, as I've mentioned, the non-concessional guide. a guide to the bring forward rule, and understanding your total. So balance, have a look at those articles. Also keep an eye out for the new articles coming out this month, talking about the changes from 1 July and indexation. I hope that helps.